As Canada's University for Changemakers, Royal Roads attracts students who truly want to transform the world. And one way we help students to reach their goals is to offer innovative support for their careers. So please meet Natasha Dilay. Natasha is our Manager of Career and Learning Development. It really seems to me that you and your team's work is all about preparing students for the future they want, both for themselves and for their communities. So I wondered if you could tell me a little bit about how you do that.
So we do this by complementing the incredible classroom experience that students have by teaching them the vocational skills, how to articulate their learning out into the professional world, to bridge that gap between the classroom and the professional capacity so employers can understand how important, how integral the Royal Roads experience is within the workplace.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about all the services you offer.
Well, we offer a really diverse array, from hosting very specific employer panels that bring employers in to talk about emerging trends within the labor market and the economies that help to educate the students not just on jobs, but actually how trends are changing the workplace. And then we also do one-on-one support and services as well, where students who may be out there who don't have integrated workshops can book with our career advisors and be able to engage in learning and understanding about what their own skills and experiences are and how they might transition those into a different career path.
So, Natasha, the world is changing so rapidly. We obviously have the rise of the gig economy, rising cost of living, digital transformation and AI, and students are facing such a radically shifting world right now. And I guess, what would your advice be to them? What can they do given this change?
Absolutely. One of the number one things that students really need to understand and have knowledge of is how they may actually manage their own career capital. Right. So their career capital is their own skills of gaining career skills, understanding career skills, how to network, how to leverage their education out in the real world, and how to do that very strategically. We'll offer workshops on emerging frameworks like the UN SDGs and really connect passions and interests with emerging frameworks. We'll have discussions on how to use ethical practices for generative AI, such as ChatGPT, on how to use that to actually develop parts of their application process to understand where economies are changing and growing. So it's really looking at what are the best practices, what are the emerging practices, and how do students capitalize on those in ways that actually make them a forefront within their career and their professional capacities.
Natasha, I know students know about things like co-ops and internships, but there's also something called the Soundbite Project, and I wondered if you could tell us a little bit about what that is.
Actually, that is embedded in the core of Royal Roads. Yeah. We are an applied university, and really Soundbite projects are what we've been offering from the day we started, by embedding industry into our classrooms, by bringing them in for case competitions, by students having an opportunity to organize conferences. So it's very much smaller moments of opportunity for learning.
So Natasha, I really so appreciate all the work that you and your team do for our students, and I'm sure you must hear many, many stories of their successes, but maybe just tell us about a few.
We've had students that are working up in Red Deer with Indigenous communities, engaging with both Indigenous and non-Indigenous members to advocate to governments on the needs within those communities. We've had a student that has been up and has been part of a risk management mitigation process with drones, watching to see how the river ice was breaking up. We've had students that actually had to shut down their host resort environment with an impending wildfire and help with the evacuation and how that worked. The internships and the career skills that students gain really help them to transition that learning from the classroom and out into the real world.